So welcome back on the Defender again, and I've actually fitted this. This is an aftermarket air conditioning radiator, and the previous one had the fan bolted through, so it actually made these brackets, and I've just used a couple of the bolts to hold the fan in place, and also the frame that went right around it. It's actually outside, I can't show you, the frame that went right around it is all replaced, and at the minute just currently doing a vacuum test on it to make sure that it's all sealed, and then it'll be charged up with the gas. So that should be the end of the front end, then that should be it all finished. Right, so you've seen the radiator and the air conditioning going in, etc. That's it all fixed, that's it all done, all charged up, all working perfect, and that's basically the front finish which you've seen now, including all the lights, side lights and indicators. Moving on up to the window, I've just got this prepped now, and just going to get some tapes on this. We're going to get some etch primer on it. As you can see, it's all flattened down, all the corrosion's gone back to the bare metal. Next step, we'll get this, as I say, taped down, a bit of etch primer on it, and then a bit of high build primer, and get this covered, and then it'll be painted, so that'll be pretty quick. Moving down the side, again, I had some corrosion damage in there which I've cut out and redid, and it's now again etch primer. We'll put primer over that, and that's actually all covered by the rubber seal, but again we just got it in the nick of time sort of thing, so it'll stop anything else settling in down there, and basically it's all just cut out. And moving to the back, again had trouble with a small panel here that the hinge was mounted to, so I've the hinge pulled back, I've that all rubbed down, I've it all sealed, or sorry, all the rust scraped out of it. That is steel against the alloy body, so that's why that part had rusted. So that's all cut down, cut back, and been treated with etch primer, and it's now going to get a coat of primer as well. And further down, also working towards getting this body. So this was all faded, new step fitted. I didn't film this, again there's only 2 bolts hold this up, so it wouldn't have made really good good watching. It's very quick, 10 minutes once there's already a step fitted. So I'm just testing this for colour. This will be the new black that's going to be on the back panel, and you can see the difference between that side and this side. So yeah, again that was just a colour match, and I'll actually use a black tinted like bumper paint for that, and then the underneath will all be wax oiled. You can stone chip these, a lot of people stone chip these, and that's what's actually been done there, and it fades away after time. So that's what's happened. It's kept it in good condition, but obviously looks terrible. You can see here, just to give you an example, the difference. So that's what's going to happen with that. The roof rack, I thought I was just going to repair these bits, but actually in looking around and inspecting it, it turns out that there's a whole lot of corrosion and things on the spotlight holders and covers, and I think actually I'm going to speak to the customer, and we're going to end up taking that off and just getting it all shot blasted down, powder coated, because it's going to be the only thing that would let the Jeep down, and he wants to use it, and he wants to use a roof rack. So put it on the hyperlapse, we'll do a bit of priming, and that's pretty much going to wrap up the Jeep for tonight and today. And then there's only a bit of undersealing to be done underneath, and as I say, just the final coat of paint around the window frame, and there's a bit at the back actually as well to do. So do another wee bit to it here, and I'll come back in and show you how it looks. Okay, so you've seen me taping it up, and now we've got a couple of coats of the etch primer on. And as you can see already, it's totally covered up all the scrapes and scores. Don't forget, this is all in behind the window rubber anyway. There's only very little of it actually shows out, but this is only the etch primer. There's no build in it, no sort of no real coverage. So I'll high build prime this afterwards. Again, same on the other side. So I'll let this flash off, a couple of coats, and then a couple of coats of highball primer. Then we'll use our guide coat, which you've seen me using before, the black guide coat, and that will highlight any wee sort of low spots or high spots in the primer, which means when we flatten it down, it'll be perfectly flat. It wouldn't have even been done like this by Landrover. You know, it's all very quick and commercial, so this will be a lot better finish. So let this flash off now, a couple of coats, and you can come back and see what it looks like with a primer on it. Just when the primer is actually drying here on the Landrover, we've done the window frame. It's occurred to me it's actually quite tricky whenever you're doing one of these jobs to film, you know, at the same time. Obviously, I'm cutting in and I'm jumping around the place doing these stages, and it's trying to keep it entertaining as well to keep people interested in watching it. I obviously know what I'm doing. I'm trying to explain that at the same time. I've realised watching other sort of YouTube videos and things, the effort, you know, some people have to actually go to film something to make it entertaining. But hopefully it is entertaining. Hopefully you're a wee bit of sort of understanding with it. I'm gonna sort of push on through here and try and get the painting things finished. I'll probably just hyperlapse it. The lights around the window and stuff now. We've primed it. I'm gonna get a bit of black paint on it, and then getting the vehicle raised up. It's all the same sort of process. Once you've learned it, it's preparation, just getting it down to the bare metal, getting the primers, the various primers, the right primers onto it, and getting it sort of sealed up and coated. Landrovers from the factory, I've done quite a lot, don't generally sort of last years and years, even if they've been put in a shed and kept good. This one actually has. This is one of the better ones that I've worked at, and it is low mileage, but still the corrosion, because it's a mixture of alloy and steel components, it still finds a way. So like I say, stay with it. Hopefully it's entertaining and I'm able to film a wee bit more of it. It's because this is only a small panel, small pieces, it's not as good as one of the big paint jobs inside the car. A lot of these videos actually look the same. It doesn't look as if I'm getting further on, and I've been at this for hours and hours and days. Unfortunately, that's just what it takes to do it right. So I want to thank everybody. I'm actually approaching 300 subscribers now. It was more so out of a bit of fun. I done it. I thought, well, if I'm up here anyway, this garage I actually share with one of my friends, and he has a accident repair business. So I'm very lucky that we have the facilities here. I have, you know, the ability to fix basically anything. And obviously I don't do this full time. I work with a fire rescue service, and this is just a hobby, if you like, and it's mainly just for people that I know, friends and family, etc. Because I'm just too busy, and that's why some of these videos take quite a while to come out. I'm adding clips and doing bits and pieces. You know, this has been a couple of months from start to finish. As you know, you've seen it when it arrived. In between doing other bits and pieces, the jobs that are more urgent. So over the next couple of weeks, next week this will be gone. I'm also going to be moving on to the Z3 I got, and we're going to be doing a bit of like work to it, restoration, and probably it'll be a full paint job, so a lot more entertaining. But as I say, I'd like to thank you all for coming and subscribing to the channel and sticking with me. 300 subscribers, never thought I would get any. I wasn't actually starting to even think about getting lots of subscribers, and to be honest, it's addictive because it means you're doing something right to people's tuning in. So thank you very much, and as I say, stay with this as it starts to get painted, start to build it up, get some shots, get it outside, and you'll start to see the project sort of finished and looking really good. Okay, so final roundup. That's the primer on. As you can see, I've did the black guide coat, so that'll dry overnight. Come back to it and we'll wet and dry that down, and that should be that ready to paint. So again, I'm going to paint this around the window frame. I want to try and keep the paint as original as possible on the rest of the car because it's so good. So we're not going to paint anything other than what we need to. So it'll just be around to that sort of lip. And again, most of that is covered by the screen. Moving back, obviously we did this, I keep saying we, I don't know why I say we, but this panel here, cut the rust and ground it out of it and reshaped it, and that's got etch primer on it. No need for anything else on that. That's going to be the paint over the top of that. Sorry, wet and then the paint over the top of it, and then the rubber seal again covers that. And at the back. This little panel here has been repaired, primed. I'll give it a wee bit of a rub down and then it's going to get painted again. Body colour. It's only a wee panel. The hinge goes over the top of it. But as I say, it was only one bit that was letting down the back of the vehicle. And then, as you can see, the black on the body. Still bits to do up and around the top. But that's what I'm going to go for. It'll be the finish of it. And also underneath is how it's going to end up. So yes, if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing and like and share. And I'd love to hear some comments. Anybody has any ideas, any questions, anything else they would like to see me doing or ask me about, I will come back to any comments that get left for me. And I'll look forward to showing you some further progress in future videos. Thanks very much again.